Hey guys, it's Delphine Okobah here. If you're new here, yoo-hoo! If you're an oldie, welcome back. So it's another Game of Thrones recap video, okay? Season 8, episode 4. I'm so sad because we have only 2 episodes left to go. But anyways, I watched this episode with my friends here at home at 2 a.m. on DSTV channel Mnet 101, and it was amazing. I had a good time. It was a chill episode. It didn't have as much drama as the episode before, but from what we gather, episode 5 is going to be bigger and better. So I guess this one was just setting us up for the war to come at King's Landing. So episode 4 opens up with Jorah Mormont's face. We see everyone at Winterfell, everyone who is left at Winterfell, at a ceremony to say their goodbyes to all the fallen soldiers, and we see Daenerys crying and all of that. She says her final words, yada yada yada. Next thing, we see everyone at the Great Hall of Winterfell marrying, being happy, excited. They won the war against the dead. Everybody excited, everybody's happy. And you know, wherever there's alcohol, there seems to be some sort of truth that spills out, you know. And then we see Tormund leading the charge about how Jon Snow is this and that, he's brave, he's a hero, he's died before and resurrected. And the camera cuts to Dany and she's looking very uneasy. I mean, these are people hailing someone that has already revealed himself to her as the real heir to the throne. So you can imagine how she was feeling. And then we see Varys to one corner watching her squirm in her seat. So Varys obviously knows what's up. So as she's there seething and squirming, I'm just thinking to myself that, Auntie, calm down. The only reason why you feel like now you get thrown are because say you carried 3 dragons. Sorry, scratch that, 2 dragons. Scratch that, 1 dragon by the end of the episode. You know, so she should just relax. She's become too headstrong. She keeps talking about how she doesn't want to be like her father, but the way things are going right now, it seems like she's going to be tagged the Mad Queen. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, right there at the Great Hall of Winterfell, Gendry is about to walk out in search for Arya, and then Dany catches his attention, and then, I don't know, in her mind, she thought she was doing something really clever. She proclaims him Lord of Storm's End and says that he's no longer a bastard, and gives him his rightful name, Baratheon. So he's now Lord Gendry Baratheon, and everybody cheered, hear, hear. He eventually finds Arya doing what she knows how to do best, shooting arrows at the backside of nowhere. And then he goes to one knee and says to her, be my lady. And we all know Arya she's no lady, she's an assassin. And then she kisses him and lets him down gently and says, oh, I'm no lady. That is not my place. I do not belong there, blah, blah, blah. This sort of reflects something she said to her father in season 1 when her father talked about her being a lady. She also said, I am no lady. Same thing she said to Nymeria. You know, so we see how the writers tie in the dialogue from previous seasons and bring them back. It's just amazing to watch. But I can't help but feel like this season is being rushed. I mean, just 6 episodes to tie up all the loose ends, and it seems like it's not enough. Maybe we are just greedy, maybe we are just Game of Thrones stans and we want to see more, but yeah, it kind of feels rushed. Then the scene where Arya says she wants to see Jon, as in that was so like matter of fact, straight to the point. They go to Godswood, of course Bran is there, that's his best spot. And the remaining Starks, that Sansa, Arya, Bran and Jon convene, and they're having this conversation about how they feel. Sansa and Arya telling Jon how they feel like Dany is not the rightful queen. They feel like she's not right to be queen. They feel like there's just something off about her, and Jon is talking about how they don't know her yet, blah, blah, blah. Arya talks about how they're a family and they need to stick together, all the remaining Starks. And then Jon shots a look at Bran, and Bran says to him, it's up to you, basically. And then Jon is like, you guys have to swear. You have to be sworn to secrecy. You can't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you. They eventually agree. Then Jon obviously goes further to reveal that he's Aegon Targaryen. They didn't show us that part, but yeah, we infer by what happened. Then we also see Sansa. We see Sansa brooding. It looks like she's just plotting. She's just in one corner by herself. We get different looks of her brooding, thinking. Just, you can see that she's scheming, plotting something, you know. And then Tyrion approaches her and they have this conversation, and Tyrion talks about how Jon once told him that he's not a Stark. Obviously, we see that Sansa will definitely misunderstand that thing, and Sansa has just been told that he's a Targaryen. So maybe she would feel like, oh, since Jon himself is saying, oh, I'm no longer a Stark, that means he doesn't have our best interests at heart. So I hope that Sansa doesn't do anything stupid, but let's wait and see. It seems like season 8 is bent on showing us that Sansa is one of the smartest people we know, but so let's see. Let's see if we can debunk this whole talk about how dumb Sansa is. We eventually see Arya pairing up with the Hound, and the Hound being his usual loner self, he wants to be by himself, and then Arya joins him anyway, whether he likes it or not. And he's talking about how he has some unfinished business in King's Landing. Arya says same, so we see them ride together into the woods on their way to King's Landing. I'm guessing that the Hound is going after his brother at the mountain. I mean, that parley that they had at King's Landing in season 7, it opens up with the Hound approaching the mountain and talking about unfinished business. So I'm guessing that's the business he's going to finish. And then Arya obviously has unfinished business with Cersei, so I guess that's what both of them are heading there to do. Anyway, so Dany herself obviously is heading to King's Landing against Sansa's advice. Sansa had a very fair point. She says, we just finished a great battle. The Unsullied, the Dothraki that are left, the Northmen, they are all tired, they are wounded, they need to recuperate, they need to heal from their wounds. And Dany just goes on about how she can't wait for her enemies to keep getting stronger as each day is passing, so she has to march on. This anti-Dany stronghead is what is going to be her undoing. I'm certain that in episode 5 she'll probably die because her own is now too much. When they eventually get to King's Landing, or wherever they were that they were attacked, we see Euron Greyjoy with that dragon killing device that looks like a massive crossbow with massive arrows, and he shoots towards Rhaegar and brings down Rhaegar. I mean, obviously, that dragon is dead, like dead and gone. Like, I was so sure that that dragon was going to go because of how confident Dany was. Like, how can you just be flying to King's Landing, wherever it is she was flying to, with so much pride and joy in your heart because you think, oh, you have dragon. I mean, the first one died, so it's obvious that the second and the third can die too. So, auntie, calm down. Anyway, Euron kills Rhaegar. Rhaegar is injured, bloodied, plummets to the ocean and falls in. I'm guessing he's dead. Dany's super angry. Euron keeps firing arrows at her while she's riding a dragon, and then she turns around and retreats. They also attack the fleets, the Targaryen fleets that were on their way as well. Tyrion and co had to jump out of the boat. They eventually drag themselves to shore. Missandei is missing. It turns out that she has been captured by Cersei. Once I heard Missandei was captured, I'm like, Cersei does not have mercy on anyone. It means this girl is already dead. And true to play, I mean, true to the play of the writers, how they work, we know that Cersei never has mercy, and we knew that Missandei was going to die. Like, but the way of which she died, man, like. So we see Tyrion walking towards Cersei to sort of have a conversation with her. In my mind, I'm like, at this point, haven't we got to the point where we realize that Cersei is not one to be reasoned with? What conversation are you having? What do you want to talk about? Like, what more is there to talk about? She's mad, she's devious, she's the devil, like, she's Cersei. So what are you talking about? But we see that Tyrion is really brave. Like, he really, really, really wanted to have a conversation with his sister and see how they could iron things out, but you and I know that that's not going to turn out well. So Missandei is decapitated in front of everyone. Her queen, her love, Grey Worm, is going to obviously be fighting with irrational anger now that Missandei is dead. They can no longer go to their beaches of Dorne or wherever it is they wanted to go to. So we can see that they set up a really nice, you know, premise for episode 5. It's going to be deadly, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be dark and full of terrors. It's going to be a night. I thought we left a long night in the north in Winterfell, but there's a longer one coming. Before this, while on the ships, we see a scene with Varys and Tyrion. This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire episode 4, where they're having a conversation. At this point, it's obvious that Tyrion has told Varys that Jon Snow is Aegon Targaryen. Like, their conversation alludes to this fact, and they're talking about how they feel like Danny might not be fit for the throne, and Varys talks about how he's loyal to the realm. He wants to protect the people's interests are at he's the very center of his heart. He really doesn't care about any queen or any king. He just cares about the people's interests. And Tyrion is quick to say, oh, that sounds like treason. If we go against Dany, she's probably going to kill us. And Varys is like, I'm going to face the consequences. I really don't care to what personal cost it is, but I have to look at the people's interests first. And I really respect him for that. Stand-up guy. From the very beginning, we see that he's very cunning, he's very smart, he's intelligent, he has people whispering in his ears, he has a lot of, they call him the spider. He has, I don't know why, but he has people, children, you know, telling him stuff, giving information. He's just always been this smart, intelligent guy. And it's so cool to see that right now it's all been to protect the realm, not for his own personal interests. So really stand-up guy, Varys. There's a prophecy on his head. He's going to die in Fairyland, so he's probably going to die in this battle anyways. He didn't die in Winterfell, so he's probably going to die here. Oh yeah, so that's pretty much what happened in episode 4. I can't believe that this show is coming to an end. People keep talking about how, what are we going to talk about when Game of Thrones ends? Well, there's always something. There's football, there's a Big Brother. There's always something. Something will come. So yeah, this has been fun, recapping this video with you guys. Let me know your thoughts about episode 4. It wasn't as gbas as the previous episode, but I guess this is part of the story. I mean, the lows set us up for very interesting highs, so I do not in any way look down on episode 4. It was a good premise. Make sure you catch episode 5 on DSTV, Mnet channel 101 at 2 a.m. on Monday morning. I'll be watching with my friends. It's going to be amazing. Once again, it's Delphine here. Do not forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and share this video. Till the next one, toodles!